I'm starting to believe the biggest thing stopping people from getting fluent isn't a lack of time, talent, or even consistency. It's a lack of simplicity. People are doing too damn much, and it's really distracting them from the things that actually matter. This came to mind because recently my feed has been completely flooded with the same type of language learning videos. It's the kind of videos where it's someone saying, like, never say hello in Spanish, say these three things instead to sound more native. Or never say this in Japanese, say this instead. And people in the comments always seem to really like them because they think they've learned something new and revolutionary that's going to make them like fluent overnight. Without realizing that these kinds of videos and this mindset is the exact thing keeping them stuck and the reason they're probably never going to get fluent, even though that sounds harsh. Look, here's the reality. If you're not fluent yet and you're not happy with where you are in your language that you're learning, it's not because you need another 10 ways to say hello, or you need the perfect app or perfect routine, or this new little AI tool. Most people learn languages like they focus so hard on finding the perfect accessories that they completely forget about the rest of their outfits and just walk outside naked. And I made this mistake myself, but once I realized that this is actually not the way to go, I started finally making progress, and today I've been able to learn both Spanish and Japanese. But okay, if we back up a little bit here, what exactly is the problem with learning slang and trying to find cool apps and tricks and hacks to learn a little bit better? On the surface, nothing really. But the problem is that they kind of cause you to get into this loop that I call the shiny object loop. See, language learning is inherently slow. It's about learning a bunch of words and a bunch of grammatical structures and really understanding how the language is used. And it's something that we as kids spend like tens of thousands of hours getting accustomed to over time. So naturally, when you're learning, day to day, it's not really going to feel like you're improving very much. That's normal. So if you feel like it's kind of slow and you watch a video that says 10 ways to sound more native, it's going to feel really productive because when you come out of that 10-minute video, or if it's on Instagram, like 40-second video, you're going to feel like you've already learned a few more cool things and you're ready to sound a lot better, right? But the problem is that they rarely translate into real fluency. And if you find a new app, you might get hooked on it for a few days and it's going to feel really productive, but a lot of the stuff you're learning is stuff that you already kind of had touched with your previous resource, so you're going to have to find your new level and you're going to have to get accustomed to that app and you're going to have to balance it with other things in your routine, and it's just this whole mess. And it usually involves a big startup cost because you got to get used to this new way of studying, right? So even if you right off the bat feel like you made a lot of progress because you found this new flashy way that's supposed to be way better, you got to ask yourself a crucial question. Did this really fix your underlying problem or just put a band-aid over it? Because in general, this mentality and doing this will feel really good in the moment, but keep you stuck in the exact same spot you've been for the last few months struggling. So it's kind of like the McDonald's of language learning in a sense. And that's where the loop comes in. You start studying, then progress naturally slows down a little bit because you get accustomed to it. So then you're like, well, this thing over here, that looks pretty good, so I'm gonna go over there. You try it out, progress slows down a little bit. You see another thing, you're like, yeah, no, that's definitely the thing, right? The 45th app this week, that's gonna save me. You try that, same thing naturally happens, right? And you just keep repeating this, getting stuck in this sort of beginner valley where you're still a beginner, but you've tried like 455 resources and 384 shorts videos this week, but you're no more fluent for that. And so here's where people either keep going and just perpetually get stuck in the spot where they're like, yeah, like I've kind of been learning Japanese for like 7.5 years, but I can't even say my own name in the language. And it becomes kind of sad. Like I genuinely feel bad for people who are in this spot because it's really it's hard to know if you are doing something wrong or if it's just hard or if you're just not meant to be learning languages. And I feel for you if that's you. But the reality is that you gotta at some point just pick something and stick to it because that's how you actually get out of this beginner valley. So, about solutions and how we actually escape it. Here's where I think it's really important to go back to basics. Really just go to the foundation of what language is actually built upon and try to work on those things first. So, for most of you, the thing that you're going to want to achieve is some level of fluency, right? Maybe you want to get completely fluent or just kind of fluent. Doesn't matter. Because fundamentally, language is all built upon the same things. It's words, it's grammar, it's speaking and listening. That's pretty much it. And so we want to boil it down to the most basic first principles and see what things we need right now. Not just what could be nice in the future or like what could potentially help us 0.001%. We want to do the things that help us the most right now. So if you're a beginner, does it make sense to learn a few basic adjectives about how to describe food? Probably, right? Because you're going to run into it quite a lot and it's like an everyday thing. But does calling food the bomb or fire or bussin' or whatever other slang word really make or break your fluency? Probably not, even though it might be fun to know in a certain circumstance. And so here's where we're going to be kind of ruthless and be like, yeah, I might want to learn this in the future, but focusing on it too much right now is just going to stop me from learning the things that are actually going to make or break kind of my current level and get me to the next step. And so the best piece of advice I could give you is to stop thinking you need the perfect app or native accent hack trick 4000 and just pick a few fundamental basic things that have worked for others to get them fluent and do them every day for months and years and hopefully decades if you like the language. That's actually how you get fluent in any language. And then, we can talk about the small nuances about exactly how to do a thing, but really that doesn't matter as much as just having a basic routine and not getting distracted by this new shiny thing over here every 5 seconds, because that's really what's going to get you and what's going to stop you from making progress. Now, if you on the side want to learn a few fun things, be my guest. That's totally fine. The 80-20 rule. Do 80% of the basics and 20% of something else. Cool. But just for the love of God, don't be the guy who knows all 50 super niche ways to say I in Japanese, but you can't even introduce yourself. Because there's way too many of those, I can assure you. I hope that helped. And if you want to learn how to actually get fluent with the routine that's helped me get fluent in both English, Spanish, Japanese, and learn basic Italian in just a month, then you should click on the screen right here. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys there. And until next time, keep learning.